for male gaze. As he said, we are male gaze, and what we need from the audience is a location. It is about the size of this, but smaller than the District of Columbia.
Submarine.
Submarine.
Submarine!
Hey, Susie.
Yes, Bob?
We've been in this submarine so long that I'm starting to find both the men and the women attractive, and I just can't decide.
That happens within the first week of being in the submarine.
It's been so many days underwater.
7. It happens.
I just don't know if I can take this anymore. I mean, I was thinking maybe a little release could break the tension. Maybe.
Is this your way of asking me out?
Maybe it is, Susie.
I'm in.
Really? Well.
I mean, I know you're not really supposed to date the captain.
Yeah. I didn't want to aim that high, so I thought I'd test the waters. Thank you.
What?
They're dating the engine room.
So, Susie, I thought I'd bring you to the engine room. I know as captain, you don't get to come here often.
No, only every 8 days.
Can I get you guys a drink or?
Why, thank you, Suzanne. I would love a beverage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you? Well, Bob would love some whiskey. Okay. Just a second. That's a nice touch that you brought Suzanne down here too.
Come back.
Maybe I could think of some date ideas, and we could choose one and go on a date.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking we needed a date, but sure.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll go to my brainstorming and get back to you.
Yeah, and can you also find someone to fill in for me while I'm out?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Captain Ahab, may I speak to you privately, please?
Captain Ahab is the drinking name that I use when I use my whiskey. Yes, yeah.
Captain Ahab,
Yeah.
as your executive officer, I must remind you about fraternizing with enlisted personnel.
Well, I mean, I think we need to fraternize somewhere. I think for the health of the submarine, we should really just, let things fall where they may.
Be that as it may, I must point you to Regulation 402697, which says no fraternizing with enlisted personnel.
God, you should have my grade already. Why don't we get together a working group to focus on this, ruling, and bring everyone together. Why don't you guys set up like a war room? In the meantime, you guys can all stay in there, work on that, come to a consensus.
Come to the war room.
All right.
Okay, so the regulation is pretty clear that you're not supposed to fraternize between the captain and enlisted officer.
It's right here in the manual.
But there is a little wiggle room because in 2003 there was a slight variation on the regulations. Don't you see right
That's
here?
right, Suzanne.
No, I think that 402697 clearly states no fraternizing.
But it really reads more like a strong suggestion that it's not a good idea because
Yeah.
it gets weird when everybody's underwater together.
Son, this is the Navy.
Come back.
No suggestions.
So, I heard there was a little wiggle room in 2003. So, I think we could just, wiggle it a little wider.
I will look into it with the committee.
All right, great.
I will check on this.
Great, great.
Captain.
Yes.
Progress reports.
It's just my drinking name, all right? I'm gonna go back to that for a few
Thanks
minutes.
for filling in.
Yep. Progress reports.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
The engines are not doing well. What happened in there? Do you know?
All sorts of stuff from my ear.
I couldn't overhear you guys talking about the engine room. I had a date last week with
me.
You were there too?
I was there.
Oh my god. I didn't know Bob was into that kind of stuff. So me and Bob were there, and I told him about the no fraternizing rule, and he wouldn't take no for an answer. Okay, and now it's been really weird, and we kissed a little bit, and it's just weird now, and I don't think you should date him. He's a bad guy. I don't even know why you like him. Okay?
What? Wait, you hooked up with Bob? When you knew we were just starting.
Yeah.
Like, this was so new.
You think he's given you this pitch before? He's given everyone this pitch. He's given it me, okay? He said he had a long day, and it was day one, and then he forced me into it. He's just using you. He's trying to get... Captain, I have to log a formal complaint. As the chief engineering officer on this submarine, the engine room is my domain. And I am sick and tired of everyone making out in it and using it for purposes it is not for. It is for pushing the submarine through the water, and that is it. It's not your sex den. Not your sex den. None of it. Just get so hot and steamy down there, I don't know what to do. Sick and tired of it.
I've designated my sex den, I'm sorry.
It's not the engine room, is it?
Yes, it is.
I think we just need to take a vote. I mean, there's only so many places you can have sex in the submarine.
It's not a voting matter, it's the engine room. It's for the engines. We have bunks that are awkwardly close, but still we have bunks. Leave the engine room for the engines, please. I have to get back to my machines.
I'm gonna go with Cam. He looks good.
He raises a good point, but I just don't think you should trust him, okay? You guys maybe try it out, okay? I get it, but I think he's just using you to get to become captain.
I have heard that, you know, the drinking name is taking on more leverage.
You didn't hear it from me.
What? Yes?
Yeah,
Yes?
as your first mate.
Thank you, First Mate.
The rumors about Captain Ahab are true. He, from day one, had a, I believe, long, hard day.
I already heard about it.
Well, she's been a very good informant in this investigation. There's a lot going on.
Captain Ahab's hard first day.
This is a hard first day.
Captain Ahab.
Yeah. That uniform looks mighty good on you.
Oh, thank you, but
Captain Ahab, may I remind you, no fraternizing.
Come back.
So we had Exhibit A. There was a long, hard first day. And most of this behavior, there's a system to it. The engineer room director really brought this to my attention. It's cyclical. It occurs in the engine room. And that's a system we really need to address moving forward. So Captain Ahab's advances to you may be interpreted by you as romantic, but I think he's trying to grab your power.
And listen, as your asexual first mate, I have a very clear...
To all of this, I can help you through this.
How? How can you help me through this?
Well, the water gauge level room. When you have an urge, you go to the water level room.
Meet me there in 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll be there. In a official capacity, correct?
This is all on the record business.
I want you to be there. Okay. I will see you in the water gauge level room.
Cut to the water gauge level room.
So, this is the place where I come by myself to satisfy strong urges.
You guys, some of us are trying to work here.
Yeah,
He's cold.
How about a sweater?
it's I have a purpose without wearing a sweater. There's a reason to this.
His arms don't fit in sweaters.
Okay, now let's get back to addressing the cyclical pattern of the engine room's promiscuity. That's why we're here in the water gauge level room.
Come back! I just don't have a good feeling about this. I think this whole, whatever's going on over there, I think this whole submarine's turning into a whorehouse. Okay? There's like a war out there and no one cares and everyone's just hooking up with each other.
We're on like the brink of a massive war, and some of us need to find a way to deal with that.
Well, do without me.
I didn't ask you.
How's it going, asexual first mate?
It's going well. I think I'm really getting to the bottom of the engine room.
Thank God. I know I've been complaining to you about this for a long time, and somebody's gonna fall in the engines, and then the engines won't work.
Okay.
Somebody might also be dead, but the engines won't work.
Well,
And if my babies don't work, there will be problems.
Well, hey,
There will be problems.
as an asexual perspective, I don't want any problems. And I can help with that. I actually found a liquid specimen. I believe this is factual. We can use this in the Thinking Room subcommittee to submit it to the real captain. Show the ambition! It's masked by sexuality! I have the specimen. I'm gonna go collect it.
Okay, yeah. And I'll, do that, and then we'll come back together. Yeah.
Sometimes I think you're the only even-keeled person on this fucking subway.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way. I don't know. He did send the captain to the water gauge engine room earlier, so, I don't know if he knows about the box in the water gauge engine room. He thinks it's Captain Ahab. There's no DNA testing on this submarine as far as I know, so if he thinks it's Captain Ahab, he can go right on thinking it's Captain Ahab.
Cut to the secret DNA lab.
So this functioning DNA lab is really making an investment too. We're like, this is on fire.
We're so close.
I can't.
I really appreciate you being the waitress for all of these dates to bring us the specimens to solve how and why the sex
what's happening on this submarine?
Well, I signed up to serve, so.
I signed up to serve too. But sometimes I feel like I just want to get served this.
Ourselves.
He thinks Captain Ahab is the real coup threat, but let's keep him looking that direction.
Oh, brief update. I'm sorry to come into that. I know this is a very important room, and we're getting to the bottom of this, but I want to let you know that the DNA testing kit is going very well. I have it. And just to be thorough, I will inspect every room on the submarine to get to the bottom of this, because again, you're the only even-keeled person here.
You betcha. Go keep that science up. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we have to just do the coup faster. Like, we could like...
Or
Or...
I could seduce Captain Ahab.
Do not do it in the engine room. That's the only important part. And yet there are 700 bunks on this room. And the engine room has no beds. There's no reason you to take him to the engine room. Please, any other room.
No, it's for us. It's for us. We need to muddle the sample. Excuse me, to confuse that. Look, I just wanted to make amends about the engine room.
Yeah,
I
I actually do.
understand that it's your domain, and I understand you need a domain, so I just wanted to.
It's day 7,
Oh.
and I've heard you
Oh,
have a
thanks.
really long, hard
Thanks.
beat.
I have some engine room things to
Yeah?
go take care of.
Okay. Have you been to the water gauge room? I hear it's a nice, cool place to be.
I just thought that asexual first mate hung out there.
That's what we all thought. Maybe we can go check it out.
Yeah, I'm really feeling engine room. You wanna?
Ahem!
What do you want, Nancy?
Look, he's been bugging me about this for a while now. I tried to get the wiggle room zone, but it's not really fine. I think just, for Nancy's sake, we could check out the water gauge room.
I'll tell you what, why don't you go check it out, and I'll explain Nancy, I'll explain the rule, and she can meet you there.
Okay, that would work.
So, 402697.
Trying to lock me again, Nancy.
Yeah, well, here's more of a guideline.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, here's a guideline.
Oh, that's great. I'll find it.
Cut to the water gauge engine room where they're meeting up.
This is the water gauge room. It's
It's a little chilly. It's really cold.
It is cool.
It is cold.
Seriously? You guys! Some of us are trying to do our jobs here. Well,
Just need to relax.
just a little bit.
fine.
She'll be okay.
I just don't feel very seductive here. I think maybe the engine room would be better suited for our participants.
Oh, great. It's good to see you both here.
Yeah,
What are you guys doing down here?
Well, we heard you like this spot, so we thought we'd check it out.
Wanted to see what the buzz was.
Well, I'm working on something very important.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I'm really tied into important things on this submarine here.
As a herd.
Huh. What do you got there, asexual first mate?
It concerns only me. Remember, I report to the captain, not Captain Ahab. I also don't drink, that's why we've never bonded.
I'm beginning to see what the problem is here, asexual first mate.
What?
Well, sometimes people have feelings,
Yeah?
and it's hard to deal with those feelings back me up there.
Yeah, they usually come out around day 8, day 7 maybe.
Here,
It's day 8.
it is day 8, my
Yeah.
friend. It is day 8.
This is why I come to the cold place.
Why don't you just tell us about your little investigation going on?
It's...
Let's see if maybe we can win you up. Day 8, everyone starts looking attractive when you're on a submarine.
Not for me!